You're Near the Wild with Mat Becker and John Norris, recorded in Anchorage, Alaska.
So, are we doing it?
Yeah. Hey, my name's Mat Becker. I'm on a bus.
Hey, my name's John Norris. I'm not in a bus.
And this is Greg Chaille in Bisbee, Arizona. We got pretty lax on this intro, guys.
That was I feel like we just took some painkillers and we were just like, yay, hey guys.
That was.
I mean, part of the appeal, I think, is that this is an Alaska broadcast.
That's right.
Oh,
we
are.
You could go into some real detail about that bus. I mean, the way that it was moved from between your property and someone else, where it was scraping the house. It got back there. I mean, that's a pretty special bus. And
it's like special. The Into the Wild bus, except nobody's died in it yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not going anywhere. That's for sure.
Someday, people are going to be making pilgrimages to the Near the Wild bus.
Yes,
just to see where I carved my name into the seat.
Well, once he gets that zip line put in,
it's going to be an entertainment destination. We're talking the Orlando of the North.
It's going to be an entire day trip then.
I would start selling merch now. Have that ready.
We've really been working on it because, we got a lot of ideas because there's a lot of parts of the bus you can actually buy.
Wait, you're talking about bus selling merchandise?
Yeah, the actual parts of the engine and stuff you can just buy right off the actual bus.
There early, you get the alternator.
Here's the Wild bus. Yeah, because we don't need it.
It is a good picture on the website. The old-timey looking picture and the colors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever been to the Near the Wild podcast site.
No, but I've heard about it.
Yeah.
Everybody should go.
Put a link on the site.
It's my homepage.
So, you guys, I'm sure you're aware. Everyone's pretty hyper aware of bear attacks out there in Alaska. I saw in the ADN there was another one.
Yep. And one guy was the soldier guys. They were out training on Jay Bear there, and a kid got attacked while training.
National Guard.
Yeah.
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 It's pretty good, though, when they train you to. I mean, you're out there getting ready for war, and a bear kicks your ass.
I mean, what army wants to mess with that? I mean, we train our guys by throwing bears at them.
I think it's a jab at the Russians is what that was.
It's topical. If something's going to start somewhere.
You think it hurt the unicycle? He was running down the trail and a bear on a unicycle with clearly Russian markings were coming right at him.
So that's the third one, man. Have you guys seen? I mean, have you ever seen a bear in Anchorage?
I've seen black bear. Yeah, I've seen black bears in Anchorage.
Like Becker, you're right up along a greenbelt there, where I would imagine you could see something. But like in town, like walking by Popeye's Chicken, have you guys ever seen anything like that?
They've been all over this in the last week. They were at IHOP over there on Tudor. Mm-hmm. They were at. I mean, people have pictured them all over on Tudor Road and.
Which, to give people an explanation, Tudor Road isn't like way off in out towards the hills. That's like next to where there's 6 car dealerships.
Yeah, there's a Taco Bell on that, right?
Yeah, there's
Home Depot, Lowe's.
Home Depot. Yeah, everything's right there. I mean,
it's the heart of the city. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, they're everywhere.
Wow.
And the thing is, if you do clean fish or anything this time of year. Because they will fine you, I think it's $1,000 if you do. So always remember, if you clean fish or do anything like that, put it in your neighbor's garbage. Don't put it in your garbage.
Yeah. That's
and fines come with that.
Good tip there, Becker.
Yeah. Always. That's why you don't have locking garbage cans in the city, because we don't have that many bears, I guess.
Hey, I know Becker has gone fishing and stuff like that. John, are you much of a outdoorsy fishing type?
I used to be in high school. I'd go a lot because I lived in a place where there wasn't much to do. But now I'd rather go to the movies.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go on a fishing trip this summer. I've decided.
Halibut or salmon, or something else. Maybe there's another fish out there that I'm not aware of.
Pike. I'm going for pike.
Pike.
I'm not going for pike. I'll probably go for salmon.
I don't even know if that's a joke.
Pike. There are a lot of pike. They're an invasive species, but they're not really. you don't want to eat them, I guess. They're kind of shitty to eat.
Why don't we do a pike derby, like where you get the biggest pike, you get a award and stuff? Why do we keep doing fish you can actually eat and want to catch?
Yeah, like they do with the evasive anacondas or the boas in Florida. That whole month,
Right.
they you can just go out and slash them, and basically the boa that has basically taken over the Everglades.
Right.
That whole month long, they caught 60.
Yeah.
60?
60 something, like 65.
That's
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
They're evasive.
Hard to find too, turns out.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's like
They blend in.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
Becker, why don't they have a pike, some kind of a derby to kill off the invasive species, these things that have been introduced?
I have no idea. I mean, it worked. I mean, in the old days, they used to do that. They did it with Indians, but still. What I mean, you offer a pelt price, and then you get. But if we did it like with pike, I don't understand if everybody was out there trying to get a pike for maybe a new car or something. John would do it.
Why don't we?
got
I
no
mean, why
car.
don't we start it? Why don't we have the Near the Wild Pike Derby?
That's right.
The
Pike-
winner gets to spend a night on the bus.
Yeah.
I mean,
No,
we
that's it.
could ramp up the prizes, but the first year, yeah, it would be something probably similar to, movie tickets with John or a night on
Sure.
the bus.
2015 salmon stock tickets.
You got this. Yeah, we could do that. I think we could single-handedly rescue the Alaskan waterways.
No, I mean this is like it's like like to catch a predator kind of thing.
Guys,
It's exactly like that.
this
We
enthusiasm.
look great.
This enthusiasm is great, but this does involve getting out of either your backyard or your house, your apartment.
Well, I mean, not
I'm not getting anywhere.
technically. No. Well, here's the deal, though, Greg, and this is the part you're missing. This is a derby for the people, not just us.
Yeah, we're organizing this. We're
Yeah,
letting
I mean-
people know.
I don't believe the guy who puts the medals on the Olympians ever trained.
That's true.
So we want to be that guy.
So you guys are basically you're setting up the like
People to
blazing
win.
the trail for which others will walk.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
We're saying
You're
there's gold in the.
You're
there's gold in the mountain.
you're
Go get it.
pointing to the
Go
west
get it.
and saying there's gold out there.
Right.
Okay.
I mean,
We rent
these
shoes.
pike are our golden ticket.
Yeah. You have to use You have to use all the near the wild equipment available at Bassmasters.
Yes.
I'm sorry if you weren't using a near the wild lure, your ticket doesn't count.
Ineligible.
But yeah, I don't understand why we don't do that, and not with any evasive things. I know they do the weed patrol thing where they go out and they take a group of kids, and usually from halfway houses and stuff, and they go out and they call them the weed patrol, and they go out and tear up all the invasive weeds.
You mean they basically have troublemakers go out and get rid of invasive weeds along the highway?
Yeah, I think
Why
it's
don't
just a
we
way to trick them into giving their DNA. But like, I got stuck by that goddamn thistly pine, and they go, "Hang on, let me get a swab."
Why don't we just get these same kids to go out there and get pike? I mean, they can even use the same stick with a nail in it they use to pick up trash to stab the fish.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of the halfway house kids know how to fish, because remember, that's why they're in trouble. No one took the time to teach them.
That's it.
Teach a young kid to fish for a day. I mean, it's not like he's in school.
So I'm trying to think where we were going on this. We got a long way away.
Yeah, we did. We drifted there.
It's just a good thing that, somebody's thinking about the environment. That's what we get a grant, I think. We get some sort of grant from EPA.
I'm trying to remember the over off of Ship Creek in the downtown area. There was a salmon fishery out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we went to it last year.
Yeah.
What was it?
I was taking some of the comics to it because it was a good way to see. Basically, it's off of Viking, I think. I'm trying to look it up right now, but
Yeah, it's like that newer building.
yeah, and it's a huge facility. Yeah,
It's amazing. You took me there, but it's like you go more places that I go lost. I don't even know where it was.
But it's out towards Ship Creek. It's out in the industrial area out there. There's a lot of warehouses and a lot of container trucks. But there's an entire like enclosed
Grow
fishery
operation?
that is it's a grow operation, but it's for salmon, and I think they do some other species as well. But they're stocking fish to keep the species out there for sport fishing.
Okay.
So all the fish that leave there are actually sterile, so they're not going to be out there spawning.
It's a win-win.
Well, I mean, it's kind of a closed system, right? I mean, the fish that are coming in from the ocean are the ones that are going to.
You're making eunuchs. Who cares?
I can taste the difference between a sterile fish and a non-sterile fish, so I don't know.
It depends on how you catch it.
Less salt.
It's got no real motivation. It's like, yeah, all right, fine.
No, but that is actually a really good spot to go just check out. It's a total unaccompanied walkway through the fishery to where you can. It's a non-guided tour. I guess they have tours as well, but we've never done that.
Yeah, we should really promote that. That's one of the cooler things because when we went there, that was you had already did. Oh, did you?
What?
You should promote it because I mean, when we went there, you took us there, and I couldn't believe that this was a facility that was just
free,
available.
completely free. And then when you are there during the time of year when salmon are running up the Ship Creek, they have a creek. The Ship Creek runs through the property line, and you can actually see where the fish are trying to jump up the waterfall there, little waterfall. But
Well, they try, but they don't quite make it.
Well, but those are the actual wild fish that are up there. Yeah, and there's plenty of them dying. And I mean, that's what you want to see when you come up to.
So they're near the wild.
They're very near the wild. But
City fish.
When you come to town, you want to see that. When out of state friends come to town, or you want to show someone who's visiting, it is kind of nice to show them a creek or somewhere where you can actually see some fish, and they're not just all snagged up in the roots and dead. And I mean, that's good too, but it is kind of nice to see one jumping up every once in a while.
I don't think they have a T-shirt for there, do they? We could make a near the wild T-shirt with this little fish looking at the wall going, eh.
They should definitely have a near the wild merch store.
Mm-hmm.
Is this partnering with the fisheries?
Yeah.
Alaska fisheries.
Yeah,
and our pike derby.
a replica of the bus.
The pike derby, which leads right into the golf tournament.
Yep.
It's the Ship Creek Salmon Sport Fishery.
Yeah, we should do a half golf tournament, half frisbee golf, because those guys, they just don't get along that well.
Becker, I don't know if you realize this, but across the creek from the fishery there is the golf course.
This is all falling together amazing. Okay, you have to go over where the fish thing is.
Is there a golf course?
Yeah, it's across. There's a tree line blocking the view. I'm sure that the golfers want that.
Well, we'll cut those down.
Yeah, but the Ship Creek runs along the back property line of the fishery there, and on the other side of that is the golf course. I don't know which one it is, but
I thought they closed that. I think they closed it.
Well, it still looks like
you can't really close a golf course we're using.
Well, we just got to jump the fence. We're good.
It's like shutting down one of those motorcycle tracks. Okay, it's closed. And they go, all right, we'll just take our dirt bikes anyway.
that brings the greens fees down quite a bit.
Yeah.
If it's closed.
Oh, so yeah, we'll just do it like an urban golf.
Oh, golf downtown.
So, John, I don't know if you were a fan of Planet of the Apes, the original. Did you see the new one?
I haven't seen the one that just came out this summer, but I saw the the reboot, the one that came out a year or two ago.
The one with Mark Wahlberg,
Franco, Jimmy Franco.
Wait,
Franco.
How many of the new ones?
Tim Burton made that one with Mark Wahlberg a couple years ago.
Okay,
and that was awful. But the James Franco one was pretty good. And that one came out like last summer or 2 summers ago.
So this is the third one that just came out?
Well, it's kind of like
the new franchise.
The new franchise is the second one. Nobody counts the Mark Wahlberg one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's garbage. Nobody counts that.
If you want to discount shitty movies in a trilogy, There's a lot of movies that never got made then. I mean, you go.
Yeah.
The reason I'm bringing
But
this
that's-
up is that I saw the original Planet of the Apes was showing 2 or 3 weeks ago on DirecTV, and then they actually showed all of the movies from the 70s.
All the sequels? Oh,
Yeah.
that's awesome. Yeah, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of this.
And I got to the third one, which was 1971's Escape from the Planet of the Apes, and I realized they gave up. They really didn't even try. For
They
that one.
stopped evolving.
It'd almost be on par with an Ed Wood movie. I
They
mean,
definitely were
I
just
thought
like, hey,
Divine
we'll
made
still
a
have
great
to
ape.
masks.
what's that, Becker?
Divine made a great ape.
The setting was the fuel tanks in downtown Long Beach at the harbor, and they just got so far away from the bitchin' architecture in the Planet of the Apes from the '68, the original one, that it's like, what the fuck happened? Is there anyone left who? I mean, Roddy McDowall was in the third one, but did anyone remember what was going on in that first one? They're all the apes. Most of them were all wearing masks. I mean, it just
Well, don't ruin it. Yeah.
Oh, are you still planning to catch the 1971 release of Escape from the Planet of the Apes? Spoiler alert.
They colorized it now. It's now in color.
Yeah, well, it was pretty sad.
Did you see the new one?
No, I haven't. I figured you would because
No, I hadn't.
the fan
I
of
hadn't seen it
films.
yet. I'm gonna have to go check that out. I think this weekend.
Did you see what they did at remember at the World Cup when Brazil was all staring at the TV pre-game before the beating they took?
Before the Netherlands
Yeah.
or before Germany?
Germany, before Germany.
All right.
They played the Planet of the Apes movie, or what do you call it?
Trailer?
Yeah, trailer. And it was so graphic, everyone was just horrified. And then later they found out the game was equally as horrifying. It's like, how can you blame about our fake movie when your real life sucks?
Yeah, that's still that was quite a routing. I mean, I've already as much into FIFA World Cup and all that,
50 years.
I've already dropped off.
No.
I watched one game in a row of the Seattle Sounders, and then I haven't even thought about it since then.
No, that's how
we're-
America works.
America's done. America's done with soccer for 4 years.
We have other stuff to do. That's the thing. It's like, remember when Mia Hamm, when she whipped her top off to a sports bra, and everybody went, "Oh my God!"
Mia Hamm? I don't think it was Mia Hamm.
I don't remember who it was. It was one of those chicks. But anyway, it was the biggest thing in female soccer ever. So they built a league around it, and then once they stopped taking their tops off, collapse.
No, they got another really good shot in the arm when that one gal at the college level, like grabbed the back of a girl's head by her ponytail and drug her to the ground.
That's what
play.
America
Yeah,
likes.
I mean,
we
that's-
need nudity and violence.
I mean, I don't remember the last time I saw them like sports highlight of female soccer and a really good bicycle kick, but I do remember going back and.
Not without Jello involved. That was what happened to America is we realized, hey, we could do this without soccer.
I guess
We
yeah.
have, we have UFC. We don't need soccer.
Hey, you know what we need to do? We need to wish Tracy a happy birthday.
Is it Tracy's birthday today?
Yes,
Tracy's
she's on
birthday.
the bus.
Hi, Tracy. Happy birthday.
Oh,
Should we
Becky's
sing?
there.
Becky Becker's on the bus. I got chicks all over the bus, dude.
Oh wow.
It's amazing. But last night we did.
bus.
Last night we did our honorary reboot. Remember when we did? We used to have a Sunday poker tournament,
Oh yeah, that's right.
and we reorganized it to do the last gasp poker tournament, and we put the old gang back together, whoever was still around, and Tracy won the tournament.
Wow. Did you let a girl win? Is that what you're trying to say?
No, I'm saying she won, and it was her birthday, and she did a great job, and she came back after a massive chip leader imploded.
So, speaking of poker, congratulations, by the way, Tracy. I can only assume that you're working on your skills for the September 27th Vegas run that we're going to do with Stanhope Show.
Absolutely.
So, do you plan on playing some poker there, Becker?
Oh yeah.
Even though it's video / table poker.
Well, I think we might just we'll sit at the video table and we'll get somebody to bring a deck of cards from the gift shop and we'll play on top of their video poker. We'll just play our own live game with cards. And I mean, they said there's no tipping, there's no dealer, there's no pit boss probably. So I think we can pretty much run our own casino on their casino.
Yeah.
I mean, what are the computers going to do? Like delete your passwords? They can't do anything.
Yeah, I don't. We'll just use our room keys for players' cards.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't need
out. That. Yeah, we just had the last game for the Bisbee Blue out here was on Saturday, and it was a barn burner.
Did they win?
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Playing Douglas and in Douglas, that was really they already know that their team is going away. Talk about low motivation. Like they've got 3 games left, and then the owner of the league's like, "Yeah, we're disbanding this team. We're gonna probably put one out in Sierra Vista next year." All right, get on the bus. We're going to Bisbee.
Wow, they should have sold their shirts after the game.
Yeah, and then even the no, they have to return their jerseys. Isn't that
to who?
To the fucking team.
Former team. Your former team.
I don't know, man. And
or you won't get your $25.
Even the Bisbee Blue, see, it's a Pecos league. It's like the bottom of professional baseball, right? I mean, this is still considered professional baseball, right? They play from May until the end of July, right? And Bisbee was doing pretty good. They were pretty much close to being in second, and then they had a meeting, and the guy from the league basically said, what we're going to do is focus our attention on Roswell. They sell the most merchandise, I guess. And so Bisbee, even though there would be some kind of combination of wins and losses that would put them in the playoffs, they basically said, yeah, even though that happens, we're done after Saturday night.
And so everybody from Bisbee is like, hey, I think I just saw a UFO.
Yeah. I'll tell you what they did see. They did see an early way home. And now they're all waiting around for phone calls from, I guess, the Pacific League. There's this whole thing going on out here of baseball that I had no idea was happening.
How much do you think, if you don't know for sure, how much would you wager that these players make for a season?
Oh, they make $50 a week.
$50 a week.
$50 a week.
So are they bartending after the game? How are they getting? What do they do?
I don't know what they do. They've got some guys have girlfriends with them, and then they'll get jobs, or they get by for the season, and then they go back, and then they got bartending jobs or jobs back at home, or going back to school. Some of them are still in college. Like one of the guys, Dan Aldrich, he won the college home run derby 2 or 3 years ago. And I think this is it. I don't know if he's coming back next year or not.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, I mean that's just weird. Yeah. That you'd put that much effort in and then the league, falls apart.
Or hey, they're selling a lot of t-shirts over here, so we're going to you guys kick off after this one. Cuz I mean, they really came back strong. They got beat up pretty good by Alamogordo out here. And then went on the road and they lost a couple, but then they beat the shit out of Douglas, which was setting them up for advancing. And then it was told to them that even though it's not going to happen. So
sad.
Yeah.
Sad to see a team's dreams die.
But
can you get me one of those Roswell hats?
I guess you can get them online. Go to pecosleague.com.
Yeah, ironically, they're $50.
Hey, it's so weird. It's like everything is
week's pay.
Everything's merch. I was watching the Guitar Center has a channel on DirecTV where God, what the fuck is that guy's name? I'll get his name. It's a well-known journalist, music journalist, and he interviews these bands. I mean, from brand new bands to Cheap Trick.
Is it Kurt Loder?
No, it's not. It's hardcore. Something hardcore.
Is it the other genre?
No,
MTV?
he wasn't one of those guys. This guy's actually he's got some cred. I think his name's John Harcourt. He's from the UK. But anyway, these guys, I mean, these bands and stuff, as much as they work and everything, it seems like they're really just T-shirt sellers or merch sellers. They've got integrity and they want to get out and do stuff. But I mean, no one is fooled by the idea that they're ever going to make money selling records. They all know that. Those days are gone.
They're waiting for that $25 check from Spotify.
That's it. In fact, they all know it. They go, those days are gone. The millionaires, there's a few people out there who can make millions, or there's record companies that made millions, but those times are gone. Now it's just making a living is all they really want to try and do.
It sounds like it pays about as well as baseball.
Exactly. If we could combine the two.
You could, yeah.
Maybe the Bisbee Blues should form they could be the Bisbee Blues Brothers.
Yeah.
Start a Blues Brothers band.
Yeah.
So we got the Bisbee Blue baseball team, and then a Sam and Dave rock and roll review after the show, or the seventh inning stretch.
Get some hats, get some T-shirts. Beers are $7 each.
Well, what happened was since Saturday was the last home game here, they ran out of beer twice, like drained the kegs twice, which was that's one of the major announcements that Doug made. We were winning 9-2, so we were really kind of fucking around. But that must have been like the biggest emotion from the crowd when he announces we were out of beer. No. You know what it is?
And then a couple minutes later, he says, "We have beer again." Crowd goes crazy.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Bisbee Blue crowd has drained another keg, and you'd think someone hit a grand slam. So
that's great.
That's fun. So anyway, that's gone for the year. It starts up again back in May. What did you guys have? Go ahead.
Does Bisbee have a Major League Soccer team? I'm not even sure.
No. I'm trying to think what they would have. They have high school. They have a lot of high school stuff.
I think
a lot of guys running across the field.
A lot of guys running across the field in shorts.
Not organized.
No. Very unorganized. That was my weekend. Was basically waiting around for this last game, at which I got really hammered.
We had Beer Fest.
Oh, I had Chilcoots.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Explain Beer Fest.
Beer Fest, Tracy. Explain Beer Fest.
Over 50 beers to sample, wine tasting and food tasting, all for the low price of $35, under a big tent in the parking lot.
With live music.
And live music.
Oh, there was a stage?
Yeah, we put together a little stage. Unfortunately, we also put a canopy up over it because we did get dumped on at about 7 or 8 o'clock.
So it was just local.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it turned out great. I mean, it was perfect. I mean, glad because we had to move it because of fear of rain, and then we moved it, and we had a beautiful day up until about 7 o'clock.
Oh wow! So that went good.
Yeah. So that was a good weekend.
John, any weddings you go to?
I did not go to any weddings. I didn't do much. I watched a lot of Netflix. Orange is the New Black. Watched a lot of that. I think I could handle myself pretty well in a women's prison.
As a
guard?
A guard?
Or an inmate, either whatever.
But they don't put guys in there as inmates. You know that, right?
I've got a plan.
Yeah.
As soon as I commit a crime, I'm going transgender.
And then do they allow that? Oh, they have a character like that, right?
There's a character who is transgender.
Yeah.
He does hair. She does hair. I'm gonna respect the choice this individual's made. She has done hair in the prison.
So I heard I read a rumor online that the writer or I don't know, was she the original? Kanji?
Well, Kanji is like the show creator, but it's based on a book by this person named Piper.
Yeah,
Berman?
but Kanji is the one who developed it for what we're watching on Netflix.
Yeah, Piper is the person who actually like went to jail.
So Kanji, I heard, basically pulled the plug for another season. Is that true?
Oh, I have no idea.
Oh,
I think you're starting rumors.
I think this is a good way to start it.
You heard it here first, everybody. Get your Orange is the New Black news on Near the Wild.
Well, it's one of those, when you read anything that like is pretty crazy or like, what? You got to go straight back to the top and go like, is this The Onion or is this, what was that other one you had last week?
What's the spinoff of The Onion?
The Clickhole?
The Clickhole. Yeah. I mean, you got to go back because they had that thing about Joe Rogan challenging someone to fight in the UFC, and it was a goof sports network that was basically does parody stuff.
I've read so many like stupid parody articles about Joe Rogan, and they're all like the most poorly written articles you'd ever see, and they're always about him like killing a bobcat or something.
Yeah, that was the one. And then a week later, they had some UFC guy called Joe Rogan out, and Joe Rogan accepted his challenge. And immediately, I was like, "Wait a minute, that's why would you do that?" And then I went back and I looked at it, and then I had to take whatever the fucking news company was that was promoting this. Basically, got so much traction on the two words Joe and Rogan in a news story that they just quickly came up with something again to get more hits. And then it just blew up. It was totally out there. Totally fake though. So
I just read an article about Joe Rogan. He's in space this weekend, and he beat up an alien.
In space?
Yeah, in space. It was incredible.
Well, if that alien had worked a little bit more on his ground and pound, it would have gone a little bit longer. Maybe it would have gone to decision.
He was a good striker, but he just didn't have the jiu-jitsu background.
No, couldn't work it.
Who gets the rights to the space broadcast?
Dana White's got all that locked down.
Yeah, UFC get their cut.
Yeah. No one's touching that piece of the pie.
Yeah, that pie's getting weird though, huh?
Did you watch the last UFC with what's her name? What's her name? Rona. I'll look it up real quick.
Danica Patrick.
Well,
it's the Danica Patrick of the UFC.
Yeah.
Ronda, I think her name is.
Yeah, but she's now the number one recognized name with the whole sport.
Ronda Rousey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it took her down in like 13 seconds.
Yeah, and people are going, okay, where are we headed with this?
So they just replay that seconds for like 2 hours. So people get their money's worth.
It's a pretty good takedown. I mean, that's getting pretty. It's like when I watch girl bands, and you see like the guitarist, you can tell if she was like had brothers or had someone like show her how to play guitar like a guy, as opposed to a girl who just kind of strums. You know what I'm talking about?
Right. Why
get that power stance?
Yeah, I mean, there's a way that I think I played with in a band with a girl in Seattle, and she had a way, like she kind of owned it, and you could tell that someone
like Joan Jett.
Yeah, kind of like that, And then other people, I mean, God bless them. The world needs bass players and roller derby chicks too. I mean, they all can't be the same caliber, but you can. I think that person stands out. I think Ronda Rousey stands out as someone who can. There's a long way to go with that analogy, but
yeah, I thought that was yeah.
But she definitely wow, man, just dominated in that fight in that 13 seconds. You're like, whoa, it's good.
But do you think that'll maintain a network?
No, I don't think it has to. I think it because they're not putting on 6 ladies fights. It's really kind of a showpiece anyway. And then now someone has actually risen where it's not really kind of a spectacle anymore. Now it's like someone who can really fight, I think. For someone who doesn't really follow it that closely, I certainly was impressed.
I think what they need to do is start bringing in people from outside of like the U.S. and stuff, and start bringing in like the Afghan assassin, and then bring in like the Iranian madman,
like the Sheik from WWE.
The Iron Sheik.
Yeah, the Iron Sheik.
Well, yeah, and then I mean, and maybe costumes. They could wear more
Costumes
costumes.
would be good. Fireworks, intros. The intros aren't. I mean, the intro. I would like to see some like behind the scenes type.
Well, you know,
like, really open up the fight.
World Wrestling has been like one of the biggest road shows for the past 10, 15 years. I mean, production wise. I mean, I just listened to the Gabriel Iglesias, the fluffy WTF of Mark Maron, and he talked about how like he's pretty much modeled his whole tour after World Wrestling. Well, that gear, once it gets done for the season, that goes to production companies. That stuff's all available, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So if you time it right, although I don't think there's not really a season for World Wrestling.
No, it's like evangelism.
Yeah, it goes every Sunday. It happens.
At some point, somebody goes, "I'll work."
But yeah, that's pretty smart for Gabriel Iglesias.
Yeah, well, UFC should definitely take a page out of their book and, you know, put a ladder in the middle of the ring and have people try to climb up it and grab a case full of money. I think
ladder match.
That's where it's logically going.
Hang the contract from a hook hanging down from
Absolutely.
the ceiling. Yeah.
They'll do it.
I went to a World Wrestling, a WWF event back in the 90s in the Blaisdell Arena in Hawaii. And we were sitting way up. The drummer in my band was a big guy, and he looked like a wrestler. I mean, he was that big. And we were we were in the fucking nosebleeds, right? But people kept looking at him like, why are you down there? Kind of like, wouldn't you be sitting closer? So,
are you about to rush? Are you about to rush?
Yeah, like this might be part of the thing. But it was pretty funny. I mean, it is pretty ridiculous. It wasn't of the level of a production that they do now, but it was there's a fucking lot going on, man. I can't even begin to pretend to know the storylines and the feuds and all. It's fucking insane. But I mean, it was interesting to watch, but it certainly wasn't my cup of tea. And that was 20 some years ago, over 20 years ago.
Yeah, and the thing is, people understand that they'll tell you statistics on it. Like, 20 years ago, that's when so-and-so beat so-and-so, and then the chair got thrown in, and you're like, wow, if you'd applied this to anything with actual knowledge base, you wouldn't look like a retard. Well,
I know a girl in Seattle. I was actually in a band with her, too, and she was the one of the girls who, didn't have a guy show her how to play guitar. She's got her master's degree now. She works in the IT business. Huge fan. She's the one who would tell you what chair match The Undertaker defeated, Steve Austin. She would tell you. I mean, she knows all that. It's so ironic that this is the same. I mean, I guess it's a hobby. I guess I don't know.
No, I mean it's like counting toothpicks dropped on the floor. You could do it. Definitely.
You could build your ability to get pretty close, right?
I always love when I find out a friend is like really into professional wrestling and they're always kind of like embarrassed to say it. So I feel like people should just be passionate about it. Like they should always wear like a
Hulkamania bandana
Hulkamania.
Or some wristbands
or the equivalent, whatever that is today. I don't know.
Aren't you just a little bit embarrassed to hear them say that?
Yeah, I'm a little embarrassed. Like, this is what you do on your Saturdays. But I think if they all had to wear like a T-shirt or a hat at all times, we would know who they are, so that we could,
These are the same people that go,
really,
dude. I'm a Chevy man. Don't even talk about Ford to me. they commit to a brand and they just go, I'm good with it. I'm too old for Ninja Turtles.
I let Calvin and Hobbes do the talking for me on the back of my cab.
Yeah, that's it.
See that pissing right on it.
You can tell I don't like it. There's pee on it from a cartoon.
That's it. I think you pee on everything you hate.
Actually, in nature, don't you pee on it to show ownership?
Right. So actually, you'd be endorsing the brand, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Like, this is mine. I think
my territory.
Yeah.
I guess we're getting way too deep. Logic and science to to that breed.
But I'll never look at a Confederate flag the same way again.
No, I'm owning it. You don't get it. I'm with you.
What do we have? Oh, the Russians denying the plane crash. That's very close to our neck of the woods.
Okay.
Yeah, you got. They finally found the black box, and we believe the black box is going to say, "Oh shit, I think they shot a missile." The Malaysian airline that apparently was shot down. But what I couldn't figure out is why would a Malaysian airline fly over a war zone? I didn't get that part at all.
I
get that
I read a
got
story
shot
about
down.
that. I read a story about that, and there was the way they plant the air routes are, get places in a timely manner, but then also to save money,
Fuel costs,
save fuel, and personnel time and stuff. And so they weren't the only to Ukraine. A lot of them are doing it. Some of them had rerouted around Ukraine, but
especially
I would
since
take that airline.
In the last month, the rebels in Ukraine, Russian-backed rebels in Ukraine, have boasted about shooting down 3 different transports, flying vehicles. Yeah. I mean, not just hitting something on the ground, but surface to air. Yeah, that would make me a little wary of that. Although, as a consumer, you don't really know the route, right? You hope that you take the most direct, cost-efficient route, but you would also hope that someone would say, where they're shooting stuff down, where they're actively fighting, let's bunny hop that one. Let's go around it.
Yeah, I have no problem with the delay on this.
I'll take 30 minutes to not get shot down. That seems fair.
I mean, I was saying, how long till we land? They go quicker than you think.
Well, you guys know what's happening, right?
What's that?
You guys get it. You're smart. It's not the flight they say it is. That's Malaysia Air Flight 370 that's been missing.
Oh, interesting.
That's the word around the internet. They took Flight 370, remarked it, and then crashed it into the Ukraine so they could start World War III. Illuminati, New World Order. This is happening, guys. This is done.
So Malaysia's a big player in this whole thing.
A huge player. It's the puppet.
Well, Malaysia.
I couldn't help but notice there were no Malaysians on that flight.
Very few.
Yep.
I don't want to get all 9/11, but I thought it was weird there were no Malaysians on Malaysian Air.
What do you tell Malaysia? What do you want from us?
And then how do you change all the Chinese passengers from 370 into Dutch passengers for MH17?
Well, I mean, they can get a lot of plastic surgery done.
It has been a couple months.
What has it been? 8 weeks? 9 weeks?
Oh, it's been longer than that. But one thing I noticed is going back to MH17 smashing into breaking up in the sky and falling down, is all the debris, the huge amount of debris that, basically because of the way it's being handled, there's plenty of pictures of a debris field, 2-3 days now, everything just laying out there. And remember when in 2001, when that one plane hit the Pentagon? There's no bodies, no debris field, basically just a scorched trough going into the side of the Pentagon and then the fire.
And you know what? The hole in the Pentagon looked like a missile hole.
But you know what I mean? It's like
is what I saw on a documentary called Loose Change.
But other than that, just wouldn't there be, because the people on the scene are saying, there's toiletries, there's personal belongings, not to mention bodies and paper and all this stuff, and yet there was nothing at the Pentagon. That's the only thing I've noticed on this thing, is it just doesn't jive, the whole thing. I don't know if there was loose change and all that stuff, but it is weird the way we quickly take up whatever is being kind of put down before us.
Yeah, I don't think Kennedy died either.
Yeah.
They went to a big hullabaloo just to cover it up.
Mm-hmm.
Too many people talk.
Yeah. No, but that's the thing, is we've been lied to for so long now. Now it's like getting so blatant. Like, I just love it. Putin's going, well, we're willing to investigate. They go, well, we have GPS location since the rocket came off of a Soviet tank. You had to be really well trained to shoot one of these things because they're mounted on top of the tank and they're hard to aim. So they said you'd need a lot of training, like Soviet training, to be able to hit a plane with that.
It's flying
Beginner's
at
luck.
35,000 feet in the air.
Wasn't it 20?
30,000.
Wow.
Well, 0 at the end there.
I mean, to hit something traveling at 700 miles an hour, that high up in the air. Yeah, it's not a quick learn, I don't think.
But I just like the fact Putin goes, we were going to completely investigate this and find out what happened.
Good. Somebody's on it.
Yeah, he's like, 100%. We want to know what happened to those Ukrainian rebels.
Anything on an up note?
Yeah, I know that. We don't live in Ukraine.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
That's an up note. Almost. You can see it from there, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. On an up note, I think the economy's doing great. I think we're.
Is it? Hey, John, is the real Becker somewhere around there? He's so positive. I don't know what's going on.
I think
weird.
I think the stock market keeps going up. There's no way we're in trouble.
All right, there's the sarcasm.
Take some loans. Get some loans, everybody. I think we peed on it because we like it. We did it.
All right, so I think in the recap, so I think we need to start a pike tournament, a pike fishing derby,
The pike derby.
Near the wild.
Near the wild
We need
pike derby.
to get near the wild T-shirts, bus replicas, and Calvin on the near the wild bus.
Oh, because he's showing ownership.
Yes,
From
It really is a way of showing you like something by peeing on it.
that's right. So every time you see them peeing on something, that means they embrace it, they love it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put a picture of Becky on my car and Calvin, and we'll see how long I have that car.
Perfect.
Excellent.
Brilliant. Well, you've listened to another episode of Near the Wild. I'm Mat Becker, sitting on a bus with Tracy on her birthday.
I'm John Norris, sitting in a small boardroom by myself.
And I'm Greg Chaille in Bisbee, Arizona.
Yay!
You've been listening to the Near the Wild podcast with Mat Becker and John Norris, recorded in Anchorage, Alaska on Mat Becker's backyard bus. Engineered by me, Greg Chaille.